like to introduce Jazzy from the United States, who takes LDN for multiple sclerosis. Thank you for joining me, Jazzy.
Oh, thank you, Linda.
Could you tell me when you first started to notice MS symptoms?
Well, actually, when I was about 12 years old, I had basically I had paralysis on the left side of my face, but it wasn't until it went away after about a month. My face went back to normal, and it wasn't until last year when I turned 31 when I noticed the left side of my face was numb, and I didn't know what it was, and I saw a neurologist, and he sent me for an MRI, and that's when they saw plaque buildup on the left side of my brain that was causing the numbness to the right side of my face, and that's when I was diagnosed with MS.
Okay. So at that time, was it just the numbness on your face that you were experiencing?
Yeah, some numbness on my face. Now that I think back on it, I during the years that my hands would get numb sometimes if I would walk too much, the bottom of my feet would kind of get numb, but I never associated that with MS at all.
Mm-hmm. So how did you hear about LDN?
Well, when I was diagnosed, it was pretty devastating. They wanted to put me on some serious steroids right away. I didn't want to take any steroids, and after about a few months, I decided to start researching healing from MS rather than looking at all the negative things they have on MS. Once I kind of researched that, the only thing that really came up in a positive light was online was the LDN. And as I was reading all the wonderful things people were saying about LDN, that's when I kind of got in contact with you guys and asked to see if you guys can provide me with a physician that would prescribe me LDN.
Mm-hmm. So just before you started LDN, what was your condition like?
Well, once the numbness to the left side of my face kind of went away, I had to go into the hospital Easter weekend. And they did give me some steroids to alleviate the pain, and sort of the numbness did go away. But after that, I started feeling, because of course the plaque is on the left side of my brain, so it affects the right side of my body. After a couple of months with not taking anything, I started experiencing more symptoms where the bottom of my right foot, I couldn't feel it. Mm-hmm. Then it was a lot of tingling on my torso. The numbness went from the bottom of my right foot up to my leg, all the way back up to my right side of my torso. Then I could feel it kind of on the back of my spine too. So it was getting pretty scary, and I knew that I couldn't just go without having some kind of treatment.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So at that period of time, if you had to rated your quality of life on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what would it have been?
At that point, I'm going to say a 4, because those symptoms were just, I didn't experience that, and it was mostly me being depressed. I really didn't want to face the fact that I had MS at such a young age, and it was scary stuff. Some people basically they lose all mobility, and they can't walk and they can't see, and I was really scared.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you got your prescription for LDN, mm-hmm. and you got it filled and you started taking it, did you notice any introductory side effects?
The first night I couldn't sleep too well, but the next day I felt instantly better. It was amazing. Only the first night, every other night, and thereon after, I no other side effects. I feel great.
Oh, that's amazing. And how long did it take before you started to notice improvement in your symptoms?
The next morning, I'm not even joking. I basically could feel my right foot, and the tingly feeling kind of went away. And after a while, I just didn't notice any more symptoms. Everything kind of went back to normal, and I really started improving, like, tremendously. I feel better now than I did before I even found out I had MS.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how long have you been taking LDN now?
I've been taking LDN since October. Late September 2013, early October 2013.
That is an amazing story, isn't it? What would you say to other people who are contemplating trying LDN?
I would say definitely try it. A lot of doctors for me over here in the United States, my neurologist actually, he discouraged me from going the holistic route and going any other route besides taking heavy steroids. And he actually told me that I was never going to be okay, that I was basically going to never walk again, and nothing good was ever going to happen, and that so what, these steroids were going to, kill my liver eventually. I just needed to start steroids, and there was going to be no other treatment that was going to work for me. And I'm so happy that I didn't listen to him, and I did my own research, and I found LDN, because it's just such a shame that it's a drug that has very little side effects and heals you, and not too many people in the States know about it, and very little doctors want to prescribe it.
Yes. Well, everybody, I think, is working towards that goal of making it widely known. Well, that's amazing. A really amazing story. Well, thank you very much for sharing it with us.
Well, thank you, Linda. I appreciate, you interviewing me and asking me to do this.